you're studying English, there's a few things that you can do to really improve your English and your listening. One is to create an environment, an atmosphere where English is surrounding you. And there's one that's more difficult, is connecting with people and the culture, not just the language. It's the humor. Getting to know the humor in English is something that is really difficult, but if you have a chance to listen and understand, it has a great effect on your English ability. So today I'm going to introduce a place to you that focuses on these two things. So hey, guess what? Your English can get better. Today I'm in Shibuya, heading into the Renga building, located right next to the Inokashira line. I'm there to chat with a friend about his bar that offers more than just laughs. And there he is, the man, BJ Fox.
Buy your tickets, grab a drink, and then head on into the stage area. This is where the laughter happens.
Here we are, Tokyo Comedy Bar. You see right there is that awesome logo. Here I am with the buddy, BJ Fox.
Hello, everyone.
Some of you may have seen him before.
I'm Brian.
BJ, you actually did you make this? Let's hear the story of how this started.
I moved to Japan in 2015, and when I came to Japan, we continued to do stand-up comedy in English. Then COVID happens, everything stops. And so me and some of my comedy friends thought, okay, how should we do it? And we thought, let's come back big. So me and 3 other friends set up Tokyo Comedy Bar, Japan's first stand-up comedy club.
Is it really the first? Because I was under the impression it was the first definitely English-focused one.
Oh, in that sense, yeah.
Right.
What is stand-up comedy? Obviously, there are Owarai clubs, like Yoshimoto's got a couple of, like a huge space in Shibuya. More of a theatre style almost.
Yes.
But I would say this is the first stand-up comedy, dedicated stand-up comedy club in Japan.
Well, how would you describe the atmosphere of the shows?
Okay, I'll talk about Owarai first. I went to a few Owarai shows. I'm not criticizing in any way, but often during the day, you've got like a lot of female fans drinking sokenbicha. Here, it's loud, it's rough.
And I keep forgetting my thing.
It's drinking.
Yeah.
And it can get wild.
I'm not a virgin.
And it's a really wonderful experience when a joke works and 40 people all laugh together in this small room, and the ceiling's low so the sound echoes as well. And by the end of the show, often everyone's friends because you've got an MC talking to people and connecting people. So I think in that sense as well, even if you don't understand 100% of the jokes, you can still have a great time. It's not just stand-up comedy in terms of stories and jokes, it's a culture, it's an atmosphere that we're trying to bring in.
All right, so what are the good points that you would like the audience to walk away with after seeing one of the shows?
One thing I like about stand-up comedy is the diversity of it, and also everyone starts as an amateur. What we're getting here now is we're getting Japanese people who are salarymen or women. They've got jobs, but they've got something to say, and now they're rediscovering that passion. So they're working during the day, but they're coming here and telling funny stories at night. Another thing I think, especially maybe not for your listeners, but for foreign tourists who come to Japan, they get a real sense of Japan. Don't you think sometimes the way Japan presents itself is a little bit false? You've got Mount Fuji, or you've got like crazy Harajuku girls, and you've got all these cool Japan that Japan kind of puts on all the posters, but it's not the reality that we live in. Either as foreigners talking about what it's like to live in Japan, presented in a funny way, and it's not always negative. It's not negative at all. It's like often a celebration of Japanese life, but a true Japanese, experience, and also hearing what actual Japanese people say. When a Japanese comedian gets on stage and talks, there's no tatemae. It's like honne just coming out down a mic. So I think a lot of people enjoy that as well.
What are your long-term goals with this club?
Personally, I want to get better. It needs to work as a business. I'm looking forward to when tourists come back.
Yeah.
But also, what I would really like is to have some of the comedians from Tokyo, we've got such great talent, to go overseas and become famous and say, I started in Tokyo. And equally, I would love to change a few Japanese people's lives. Like when I discovered stand-up comedy, it changed my life, the expression, the creativity. And I would love to do the same and find the first Japanese comedian to get a Netflix special. We want to find them, work with them. Hopefully they're born here, and then they grow and grow and grow. And maybe it's not a Netflix special, but even if that person can go on and have a really life-changing experience, that would really mean a lot to me.
Now, what do you or other comedians consider when you're writing for an audience here in Japan?
One question we get asked a lot is what is the difference between what Japanese people laugh at and what foreigners laugh at?
Yeah.
And I will say I disagree with that question. What I've realised since doing comedy in Tokyo is it is so diverse. We get Japanese people. You know, on a given night we'll have Chinese people, we'll have Bolivians, we'll have Russians. You really have to look for jokes that do two things, I think. Either appeal to everyone or something that is just so true, like talking about having a baby, talking about your experiences about having a baby, so unique to you, but it's universal. That's what I'm trying to look for. So in the end, I believe, don't write for the audience, write for yourself. And if it makes you laugh and you can deliver it in an honest way, everyone will be on board.
So awesome to hear so much of the history buff and through the differences of the UK and the comedy, the humor that is so wildly different, but a really important thing within learning a new language because it like connects with the culture.
Yeah.
So there's so much that can be learned. So it's really awesome that you have this space. You got, you know, of course, you can come in, there's a bar, you get a ticket, you come in and enjoy the show. And you're very active. It's like almost
every night.
Every night.
And also I'd add to that, if you want to do comedy, just come on down.
You have open mics.
Open mics, in Japanese and in English.
That had me thinking, everyone.
You should do it, mate.
You think I should do it?
I think it would be life-changing.
I would like to try it. My hand.
Really? We've got a show tonight.
Tonight.
Yeah. I will make sure he does it. We've got a show tonight.
Tonight.